Hello, hello, hello. Guess what? We're in the studio. Yay. Gosh, it's been like 3 weeks since I've been in the studio as far as the creative desk of the studio. So thanks for tuning in. This is Nikki with Create with Nikki, and it's a little bit different. Like the past 3 weeks, I've been only going live on my phone. So I had to kind of almost relearn how to do this from the desk. But today we are going to do a quick project. Let me move my keyboard out of the way. And we are going to be working on, let me put that back there, collaging a wooden picture frame. Now, this is what I'm teaching this week in my classes. So I thought I would pop on here and do a little tutorial of that. And if you guys are in my class, I hope you have fun with this and have had fun with this, or maybe you're about to have fun with this. So, what you need is a few things. It's not a lot, actually. Maybe a paper plate, some glue, um, a brush, an older brush to use for the glue, magazine, and a wooden picture frame. It's that easy. Super easy to do. So we're going to get into this here. Let me pull one thing up on the screen and we will make it happen. So if you are tuning in live, thank you. If you're catching this on the replay, thank you. So we're going to get into this video here, and I'm going to try to pop it up on my screen so I can see what I am doing. We will be taking it down here to the tabletop. I do have the overhead camera ready to go. And yeah, it's pretty much that easy, right? So the magazine, I have a lot of magazines. So I used to have a lot of magazine subscriptions, and I actually just recently canceled my one magazine subscription that I have left. And it was kind of sad because I love to just sit and look at magazines. So, yeah, it's kind of the, oh, great. Um, yeah, I have to leave in about an hour or so. Yeah. Okay. Just talking to Freddie. He's got to run to Home Depot. We are still in the middle of the kitchen glow up, remodel, refinish, whatever you want to call that. So he's working on some stuff in there. And yeah, so we're back at it. We've had about a week to transition back into work mode. And here we are, right here. So let's take it down to the tabletop because I don't have a lot of time to get everything done. So let's go for it. Are you ready? All right, let's get our magic fingers out and here we are. All right. So we're going to just adjust the camera because, you got to adjust the camera every once in a while. So I have here a magazine. Let's see, when was this magazine out? This was 2017. Why do I still have these? Because I need to do collage work, right? So I have a picture frame. These are just inexpensive picture frames that you can buy pretty much at your craft stores or even at the Dollar Tree or online. I have some glue. This is really thin glue. Just regular school glue is fine, or, any kind of white glue. And I have this tiny, tiny little brush here and a paper plate. And the paper plate is just there for the glue so I can dip it in, and a pair of scissors. Chop, chop. So with this, you're going to take your frame apart. So you want the back out of your frame. And you can collage on here too, but currently I'm just going to do the outside edge. And yeah, so hopefully this magazine, I didn't even look inside of this magazine, so hopefully it's got some good stuff in it. And I didn't test the glue. Of course not. Why would I do that? Let's make sure that glue is going to come out. Yeah, there it goes. So it will take a little bit of glue to do this project. So be sure to have a nice newer model or bottle of glue. In this magazine, I thought what I would do is pick out, because I want to do some garden, a photograph from our recent trip. I thought, why not use the Better Homes and Garden magazine to grab and find pictures of flowers, such as this right here. So basically, you just want to go in and cut out whatever you want to collage. And a collage is basically just an image that you're creating, or in this case, we're covering a frame, and you're creating another image. Now, there's all different ways of doing collage. You can take different parts of things and put it together to get a new image. So maybe you want to take an image of a bird, a human, and a dog, and you cut up the images and put them all together to make your own little creation. I'm going to cut this peony out because we did see peonies on our trip. So I'm going to pull that out. And the other one was a Cosmo. And we saw so many flowers on our recent trip to Europe. And I thought, what a fun way to commemorate our trip than to make a cool frame and take one of our photographs that we did on the trip. I'm just going to flip through this magazine really quick and put in one of our photographs from the frame. So I'm just cutting out all kinds of flowers. I just want flowers, maybe plants of some kind. And if you know Better Homes and Gardens, it has a little bit of everything in their magazines. So I am going to flip through, and usually the garden section is towards the back, like this. And I don't think I want that part there. Here's some leaves. We'll cut some of these out, even though these leaves are not on our travels, but they will be helpful just to cover up some of the frame. So yeah, I'm just pulling in whatever flowers or plants that I see that might look great. I'm actually going to cut this image here because I do have a photograph of me holding that almost that exact butterfly. So I'm going to take this page out and use this part. So basically, you just want to have whatever you want to see on your frame. Maybe you're going to do a frame about food, or maybe it is a frame about boats or airplanes or something like that. But you can put whatever you want. Maybe it's a vacation trip that you had. Maybe it was to a theme park. So what's great for that is that you can get the map of the theme park and you can put that on your frame and then put an image of you and your family or whoever you were with and put that inside the frame. So, finally, we found the gardens. So we're going to take some of these for sure. And I'm just going to cut out just some of this to go around the frame. We went to many gardens while we were there, which was amazing. Went to some farmer markets, which they had beautiful flowers at, and just really pretty. And I just want to take just some of this and put it around the frame. It doesn't have to take a long time to do this, depending on how big you cut your images or your magazine parts. to go around the frame. And so I'm going to look and see if there's anything else in this one. I only pulled one of these magazines out of my bag because I've got everything packed up to go to the class. Okay, so that's all I'm going to pull out of this magazine because I'm at the end of it. So I'm going to put this one away. And we have our frame and we have some images. Now you can take and instead of putting the collage all the way around the frame, you can actually paint part of the frame too, and then put the collage on also. All right, my phone is telling me I need to get ready. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to take and figure out where I want to put the images and how many of these images on here and how I want to set it up. Super easy way of doing it. I might take this and just figure out, like, I want that whole butterfly on there. So if you put your image on the actual frame and run your finger along the edge, it will give you a natural line right here. That's where I want to cut this. So it gives it a little crease. If you can see that right there. And then that's where I'm going to cut it. And you don't have to cut precise or perfect. It's kind of the cool way of doing a collage. You can also overlap the images. Now I do love this little ladybug on here, so I'm going to put that one on the other side and just line it up on here and put a little crease. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that one there and just cut this one out. Don't need the letters or the words there. Just cutting them out where I crease the edge, and then it will fit just like that. And then this one's going to go on this side. We're going to take this letter T off of there. I'm just going to cut around the butterfly. I'm going to place that there. And that looks pretty good. And then we saw a lot of, well, in this image is the salvia, but we also saw a lot of lavender. We were in France. Yeah, so we want to do that. Now I had this image here of this flower. This one already had the straight edge because it was the edge of the actual magazine. So I can put this right on the bottom of here and it's already cut out for me. Or I can put it at the top. So this already has that straight edge and I can add that in. And then I can just cut around. We can do a little bit of a fussy cut, which is a very detailed cut. When you cut with your scissors, you might want to wiggle your paper instead of moving your scissors. So you open the scissors and move the paper to match where the scissors are. So I'm only closing the scissors where I want to cut. And just wiggling it around and cutting around the petals. Now this is going to overlap, so I'm just going to fold it over. So I'm not going to be in too much of detail in this. And there. So just cut it off like this. And then you have this one can go here. And these can go down here. And then we're going to take and I'm just going to put some foliage on the bottom. So I'm going to take part of this here. Now it already has that straight edge because it was at the bottom of the page. Now if I put it there and run my finger across here, then I'm going to get that little crease of where the frame is. And then I can cut straight across. And this is going to go down here. And I want to overlap it a little bit, but it does have words on the bottom of this, so we're going to chop that part off. And then I'm going to take this across the bottom. So you want to lay everything out so you know what you have, and be ready to put them in afterwards. So we're going to cut all the pieces. Now this art project shouldn't take you more than an hour to do or less, depending on how detailed you're going on to the collage. In this case, I'm kind of in a hurry, so I am just working as fast as I can because I want to get this done because I need to go to class and teach maybe some of you guys I'm teaching you today. So on this part, I'm going to pull this off, and I'm going to place this here, and I want these flowers right here. So I'm just going to press where that cut line is there and across the top and down the edge. And this is a way of measuring. So when you are pressing it around the edges, that's just helping you measure where that's going to go. Okay. And then I'm going to cut some of this off. And where's my press line? This is going to go here. So we're going to cut here. And just cut that around. And be sure to try to keep your space nice and tidy. So if you have all these little pieces, put them to the side so they're not in the way. So we have this piece to go here, like this. And then this is going to overlap here. And then we're going to put a piece here. And I think that I'm going to put this peony up here. And I'm going to cut the bottom off of this for all those words. And just try to cut it square. You don't have to really use a ruler if you don't want to. You can if you want. Collage is up to you how you want to place everything on your page. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just cut this circle out. It's already got a nice circle. Once again, I'm only going to turn my paper as I close the scissors. So I'm not moving my scissors. I'm turning the paper with my hand on this side. And that way you can kind of follow the line and just open up your scissors a little bit. You don't even have to close them all the way. Just keep going. Just keep cutting. Just keep cutting. And then you have a nice little circle. So we're going to put that peony here and get these little bits and pieces out. And this is going to go here. I'm going to put that under that butterfly. And I think this is pretty good. I'm going to put these flowers over this Gerber daisy that's there. And there it is. So then once you have everything pretty much cut the way you want them, you can take and start gluing it down. Now, you want to start with anything that's layered on the bottom first. So if you take everything off the edges, and then this was layered underneath these pieces, so we're going to put that down first. Just take your glue. Let me move everything down just a little bit. So this little brush is just a cheap little brush that comes with some makeup or something. So you just want to use an older brush, preferably. You can use Mod Podge for this project, but white glue is just as well. works just as fine. And if you don't have a little brush, you can just do this with your finger and just rub that on with your fingers. Sometimes that's the best tool you have is your hands. And you just want to get a nice even coat of glue on the back. And I am going to wrap this around. So I do want to take it all the way edge to edge. And once you have it, all the glue on it, that stuff is sticking to me. You're just going to lay it down. I'm going to put it right to the edge of the frame. And you want to press it down from the middle outward. So the middle and push out. Okay. And so since I did put the glue around the back, I'm just going to flip it over and just wrap this around the back of the frame as well. And you can wrap the whole frame if you want, but in this case, I'm not going to do the whole front and back. And you just want to make sure that you try to press this out so you don't get any gaps and air bubbles in there. So it will lay nice and flat. So we have that one down. Now, if you have the white glue on your fingers, if you just rub your fingers together, it comes right off. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to put this one on this side. So I'm just going to tap the glue with my fingers and place it on the paper, all over the back of the paper. Nice, even coat. And you want to do these one by one when you put these down. So we have that. And this is just going to go right here. Now, I'm not doing the nicest, neatest application of this, but it will work. From the middle out, middle out, middle out, middle out. Okay. And then the peony, we're going to put it on the other side. Just tap some glue. Look at somebody's face on the other side. And just going to put it, the glue, all the way to the edge. And I'm going to put this peony here. Saw beautiful peonies while we were there. I wish they grew here in Florida. They're not easy to grow here. So now I'm going to do the left side. And I'm just going to take and run the glue on the back. Now, if you get the glue on the front, that's okay because you kind of want to overlap the glue areas on the front too. So that way it glues all the edges, overlaps just like that. So you just want to put your glue on all over the back. And I'm going to apply this one here and put it on there. Trying to get it on the edge here. And then just take some glue and overlap here. Now this glue does dry nice and clear, so you don't have to worry about that. We're taking it from the middle and pushing the air bubbles out, middle and down. Oh, or tear it. Don't tear it. You can actually tear the pieces and get a whole different look too. So if you wanted to not use scissors, you could do that. Now this here has a little edge, so I'm just going to fold it over. Anywhere I didn't cut perfect, that's okay. Just put some glue there, run it across. We have that side. Now we're going to put this butterfly here. Yeah, so when you collage a frame, it just helps you have a reminder of a memory of the photograph that you want to put in your frame. Or maybe you want to collage the back panel of your frame too. You can do that as well. So in this case, I'm going to leave it open because I am actually going to take the image that I took of this butterfly. This one obviously came from the magazine, but I did see basically the same exact butterfly while we were in France. And I have a picture of it sitting cute on my finger. And so that's what I'm going to put in here. Now, in this magazine, I didn't see any roses, but man, we saw a lot of roses on our trip. They were beautiful. In fact, the background of the photograph I'm going to put in here has roses, but that's okay. I'm just pushing this down on the edges, working always from the middle out, and down. Just glue down everything really nice and neat. Okay. And now we're going to put this little piece on the bottom. It just happens to be pretty much the same size. I am going to cut that little edge off there. And place this down here. This project it's super easy to do, and it doesn't take a lot of time. If you have the extra magazines or anything from your memorabilia from your trip or whatever photograph you want to put in here, you can use that too. So like we went to we went to a castle and I got a brochure there. So I could do a frame with the brochure from the castle, and then I can make the memory of the castle that we visited with the actual brochure from there. So you can tailor these to all different things. So there we have it, guys. This is a covered frame. And it's pretty easy to do. And you want it to dry. If you want to just put some glue over the edges and make sure that wherever anything overlaps is sealed up with the glue, you can. And it's just a matter of touching the glue with your fingers and just go over it. It just seals it up pretty good. Yeah, you don't even need a brush for this project, which is really fun. And there you have it. So with that being said, I'm going to put the back on it. Now I don't have the photograph printed or cut out yet, but you'll get the idea. So you put this right back on the back. You're going to put your photograph in here. And there you have a beautiful little frame. Isn't that fun? So it's super easy to do, and it's a great summer project for anyone to do. Whether you're a kiddo or an adult, you can do this project right at your house with just some simple little tools, scissors, glue, maybe a brush, or maybe just your fingers. And then you've got a great little picture frame. So let's take it back to the top. And let me go back over here. Let's get our magic fingers out and go back to the other view. 1, 2, 3. There we are. We're back. So here is, I'll hold it up for you guys right here. So here it is. All this is a basic, simple collage. And I'll put a really nice photograph in there from our trip. So with that being said, I think I'm going to be done for today. So if you did tune in live, I really appreciate it. If you are catching this on the replay, yay! Thank you so much. And we will see you next time. And next time is tomorrow. So good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, good night, good morning, whenever you're watching this. I really appreciate it. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Bye-bye. Now, if I can only remember how to turn this off. Oh, if you're new and you want to subscribe, click the subscribe button wherever it is. Ring the bell for notifications. We come on here live every single day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.